completed. Slowest map development ever. But we're into it. Let's see where it will go. Sashi taking on Eternal Fire then. Okay. Well, taking on most of Sashi, as already Cabby gets his head popped and Iceberg looks to defend. As this fast play is coming towards the A side. Okay, starting to trade a little bit more now at least. T side do clap back, but it's Quiz and Mister that reply. All down to Calyx. Single tag in the molly as well. 1v2 for the pistol to kick things off.
Holy Quez, that was some disgusting aim. Fast flick on the second player. And this looked, for all intents and purposes, like it was going to be a very straightforward Turkish round. The Turkish flag being planted on the top of Vertigo. Instead, Calyx now has to clutch. They'll do just that. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't quite work as well with a human, though, as Sashi just found out firsthand. But they are able to come back in with rifles, so that was the start of this is the main course. The audacity of Nathan to go for that wide swing, and he is punished by Cabby alongside Wicadia. This is more of a bonus round. They sent their two expendable players out first, and now it's the AKs. But they were hoping for at least one kill in that confrontation. Nothing forthcoming allows Sashi to have a very powerful crossfire, and they don't need to retreat any players over from the other side of the map. So Sashi can hold into positions. They've got the two picks they were looking for. Now they can sit back and wait.
Re-smoke glooms. Playing disciplined and seeing if there will be an overextension, if the CTs will give you a way in. He's got a bit of a read on the angle here. He was ready for the fight. Wanted to swing towards side, see if he could lop the head off the first man. You need a couple of picks. They're going to go for a triple prong peek back. CTs heavy committing on this one. woxic with 2 frags, but it's a double up from Lucky.
And the first of those 13-11s in the Esports World Cup, previously in the qualification games, as you were highlighting before. Whereas Eternal Fire are playing against VP, Mouse, Heroic, like there's no tier 2, tier 3 teams that are playing on Vertigo, and they're typically winning out, and if they're not, they're really close games. 2 ridiculous entry frags from XANTARES in the meanwhile, and that's just going to open up a free site, and that just might be a save. Jackie, I honestly did not see that coming at all. Confidence in his own abilities. And it's a far cry, because I remember when he first burst onto the scene, he was first picked up by Eternal Fire as Major is caught with a grenade out in his hands. He was very tentative. He was very cautious, very careful. I think Major's really sparked this kind of igniting aggression that has allowed Wicadia to really step up and elevate his levels.
Yeah, no, he's super sick to watch, man. Oh, this is a collection of weird events towards the A site. Ramp hit initially. And now it's down to this. Double up on side. Oh, this is getting very messy very quickly.
That smoke and Molotov is probably going to put a little bit more sanity underway, and it won't necessarily favour Eternal Fire. In all of the weird shenanigans going on, there was a way that Eternal Fire could catch them in transition away from side. But as soon as the smoke and Molotov were put into place, normal business resumed. Iceberg, he's had a rough game so far, had a chance to become a hero. Instead is thawed out for a Major's AK. Post-plant will be coming in. Incendiary is going to be way too late to stop this, but the HE will finalize the kill onto XANTARES. It does give them the advantage in this post-plant, but woxic, who's been on form, is still alive with Major. And as long as woxic survives, there is a way in here for Eternal Fire to tighten the noose. Smokes and mollies fired out. What a shot that is. And now Major can pivot in from the side. Damage inflicted, but not the outright kill. And that may not be good enough for his teammate. Second kill comes in. woxic needs to land through the smoke. Being fully diffused. Oh, it's so unfortunate. woxic did everything he possibly could. He needed.
I'm going to get that one. And look at the knock-on effect. Yeah, you got the bomb plant down, but with these rounds now starting to slip by and getting a whole lot more costly in terms of the casualties as well, the actual weaponry they're sporting into the 11th is nowhere near as strong. XANTARES on the boost, though. He's still armed with an AK. 1-for-1 trade. Mister hiding in the mist towards the back of the bomb site. Look at the flashbang from Lucky. The call for the nade there is absolutely perfect.
And Mister just has to stay alive now, and he's worth his weight in gold. And There's a fast flank round the back as well. Cabby has no reason to push around there. He can play interference. He can play for intel. Until he hears players up on the site and someone dies on the site with a post plant coming in, there is no reason for Cabby to show his hand. Because if he dies, they could fast track their way back over onto the A site. It would be an extra weapon traded up for Calyx as well. Cabby just needs to bide his time. And that is the round winning position. A great opportunity for Sashi. Just got a whole lot better. This had a fantastic round here. Tons of impact, a 4K on top of it. Deserves the ace. And if Calyx continues to push forward, he will be a goner.
Slight switch up in terms of the positioning. Looking for a very aggressive bombardment down to the ground. You break the smoke with the ricochet from the HE, so they can peek through. And they do find the opening pick. That's another nice name taken out as well. That's Wicadia that you've got to frag onto. But if XANTARES is still standing, there's still a chance for a turn of fire.
Oh dear, Quez. He is not going to want to think about that soon. Just memory hole that one. That had to be his kill, and I think that's probably going to cost him around as well. He's been good in this series so far. It's not a good time to whiff out. In doing so, Eternal Fire looking good for the 7-5. HE comes down, should finish off. Oh, saying that XANTARES survives on 7 HP. That's unfortunate for Sashi to try and wrap around the back to Cabby. It was a bit telegraphed, a bit too obvious. 7-5 going to be the score as we shift into a quick halftime break.
We are back into it. The second map now live, second half pistol kicking off Eternal Fire on CT side. XANTARES, he's brought out Dez and Troy. He puts them together, Vince, and it should become Destroy. It's the first onto Iceberg. Backs off, playing for the long con.
Big Dez. Straight up top. Looks like they're trying desperately force down the plant. It does give them options, even if they were to lose this round, but also puts the pressure now back on the CTs. However, there is a kick and play, a flash and a smoke. And unless Cabby can get a kill up close to some of these side players, it's not looking good. Oh, the House of Cards, it's not crumbled down, it's just been blown up. A stick of dynamite. Normally when you see a purchase like this, you're thinking it's going to be a rough class play, but they've had no success with that. We've seen them push up ramp already a couple of times, and they've just been slapped away, and it's the same result here again. Major this time over on the B side is laying down the law, and it's Quez with that AK that's taken down first. Now, fortunately, everyone has armor, so aim punch won't be a problem, but the lack of head armors may very well be the case. The A1S, the Galil, is going to pop like a watermelon if a bullet lands anywhere towards the head of any player. And Major double smoke spray. Insult to injury. Salt straight into the wounds.
Oh, mate. Major's just absolutely ruined their day. Oh, Iceberg! Felt like one of those where you're going to get punished. The instant taps with the Tech 9. He will still be alive, but probably not for too long on this one. And the minute his body hits the ground cold, that'll be Eternal Fire with 11 locked in.
Still just a little in the hands of Quez. woxic had a really solid performance here, you know. Been a little bit critical of some of his performances as of late, but this is a great one for him. Calyx with an even trade back and forth, doing a bit of damage onto that second player. But it does mean that mid now a little bit sketchy. They're going to send off one of those B rotational players over onto mid to deal with it, and that effectively leaves Major by himself. But XANTARES going to alleviate some of the pressure. Dices himself one of his own, and Iceberg's woes continue. 7 kills, not really had as much impact as he did in the previous round. Or the previous map, I should say.
Oh, Major. He wanted to go for the boost over the top of the box, but instead it's the misstep. Didn't quite jump on the edge there to get up, so it plays the audio cue. Luckily, it works in their favor, causing a cascade of Sashi players to run in and one by one get shot straight in the face. And all of this attention, the tunnel vision from Lucky, means that he doesn't realize he's being hunted from the back. Blood in the water and the shark of Wicadia.
Proud to watch them through the major, proud to watch them potentially lock in their position at the Esports World Cup. And he's seeing a bit of a gulf in the team between these two teams, and why we expected this to be a win for Eternal Fire, why we're discussing Sashi with the heavy underdogs, because Eternal Fire are just a level above. Tactically, mechanically, experience in all different facets, Eternal Fire are head and shoulders above their counterparts here. And that's no disrespect to Sashi. They made a real good go of it in the first map. Didn't quite work out for them. And now in this 4-on-3, the curtain's coming down.
At this point, it feels like it's all over, but the crying... Oh, mister... He's trying to make a move. Walking around the smoke. Problem is, his days are still numbered. The backstab from Wicadia is the play that should be able to clothesline him and take him out the second that smoke fades. He expected it, but Crouch peeks in. Good reaction from the AK. Mister will not miss that one. XANTARES, however, claps back, and it's a 1v2. Eternal Fire looking for 13, and who else but XANTARES to take them there?